Here's the last little stretch into our camp. A little rough downhill roll. There's where we've parked the trailers. Here's where we go into camp. The big berm we gotta go over. See, a few trees been hit by vehicles on the way in. Luckily I haven't done that yet. Here we're coming in the camp. There's the cook tent right there. Shower is right down there. You can see the water heater hanging off of it. That actually blew up last night when I was taking a shower, so hot showers are done. I'll give you a little tour of the camp. And that's the cook tent. There's all our gas supplies for the week. Little trap I've made for critters, but I haven't caught any. Scott and Dwayne's stash of water and such. There's our wood pile. There's my moose rack. Pretty cool. And there's a sleeping tent. We got a gas grill with the camp. Got a Honda generator. Even have lights outside. So here's the cook tent, 14 by 16. If you notice, it's pretty nice. Everything is up off the ground, so everything's on a wooden platform, so we're not in the dirt or in the mud. Alright, let's go inside. So here's the cook tent. It's going to be supper tonight. We're going to have steaks. All those pots and pans and utensils were here for us to use. Even came with a broom. Table. They put rope along the side so we can hang stuff off and dry stuff. Even down the center here. And notice we do have lights, fluorescent lights, so that's nice. They gave us a electric coffee pot, which I was a little disappointed with. I wanted the old style percolator. Here's our gas stove, big 2-burner stove. Worked great. It was really a good stove. Our freezer is a propane freezer, so it runs off propane, no electricity. Got it fairly full. Scotty's even making ice in it. Got another shelf to put our stuff on, so that was nice. Card table and chairs. I guess not a card table, but table and chairs. So that's basically it. Oh, there's one other thing I have to show you. We're going to try this sometime. This is a cooking log. I guess if you shove some paper down in there, add some gas and ignite it, it'll kind of burn from the center out and it creates a vortex, and it'll cook rather well, rather fast. Just put a frying pan right on top of that. I'm anxious to see how that works. Alright, we'll go to the sleeping tent now. Again, this one is also up on a platform, which is really nice. I don't know the size of this one. I think it's a little bit smaller. Kind of hard to get the zipper with one hand. So here it's made by the Deluxe Wall Tent. Canadian made. A little dark in here, but here's the bunks. Here's where Dwayne sleeps. That's where I sleep. Again, there's rope all the way along the side to hang stuff, and down the center to hang and dry stuff. Little supply of firewood. Here's our wood burner. Haven't actually needed it, but we've used it and it's worked well. It does get a little hot in here when it's going, so just it's kind of unique. It's put on a sand base, so it doesn't burn through the floor, and the chimney just goes right out the side there. Again, sleeping tent, and we do have lights in here too, which is nice. It'd be a little tight with 4 guys. Dwayne would have to not take up so much room, I guess, but works out well. So the tent material itself is canvas. And then over the top of that, they put tarps for a little more waterproofing. Take you back to the wood chimney coming out of there. They just kind of made a little tripod deal to support it, and there's the stack out. Kind of neat. You'd think it'd burn down the tent with sparks and stuff, but apparently they don't have any problems. Here's my four-wheeler. It's kind of out on repair. Won't start. Not sure what's up with that. Take a little look at it, but we're leaving tomorrow, so if I don't get it, we'll just push it up on the trailer. Here's the shower and outside sink for washing dishes. Even have a little dish rack. It has an on-demand hot water heater that is supposed to automatically kick on when you turn the hot water on, but for some reason when I was taking a shower last night it kind of blew up, so I don't know what happened there. So the hot water does not work. I was in there taking a shower and it kept kicking out, so I come up out here and turn the hot water on, and sometimes it'd go on and sometimes it won't, and one time when it went on it gave a big poof, and that was it. Now our water comes from this hose, which comes from the lake. Down underneath that tarp there's a 12-volt battery and a pump, and I'll show you that. So pretty nice little heater. It's an EcoTemp. It did work fairly well. It was hard to control the temperature though. Show the interior of the shower. We have a little window there. So basically it's all wood, nothing fancy. There's the spigot, there's the controls, there's a wooden floor with a drain hole. This is the area where you dry off. I did put a couple screws here because there was nothing here and our clothes would get on the floor and get wet. So that's the shower. Nothing fancy, but functional. Take you down to the water. I'll show you the shitter. Quite crude. Now this is going to the bathroom out in nature. About as rustic as it gets. Let's walk down to the lake. There's that hose I was talking about. That's our water hose. And that hose goes into the lake. You can see there's the intake. There's just kind of a screen filter type end on it, so it kind of filters debris out of the water. It's got a solar 12-volt charger for the battery, so the battery gets the charge from that little solar panel right there. Under here, it's kind of the main part of everything. Got a little pressure tank and a little 12-volt on-demand pump. Not quite sure how that works, but it actually works pretty good. It kicks in when we need water. And that little pressure tank regulates the pressure for us. So that's a good deal. Last but not least is our little fishing boat. The motor's not on it right now because yesterday we went on an adventure. I had found another lake that had a boat sitting there. It was about an 8-mile truck ride on a trail, and then another 1.25 mile ride in on 4-wheelers to this lake. So we carried the motor in there and we used whoever boat was stashed there. Had a little problem with it. We had some leaks, actually pretty good leaks. I had them go to shore and I found some sticks and a rock. Basically I plugged the holes with sticks, and there was some rivets that were loose and leaking, so I got a rock from the shoreline and beat the heck out of the bottom where I could to kind of flatten the rivets and somewhat plug the holes. It was a good adventure. We didn't catch much for fish, a few pike, a couple walleyes. That was it, but it was a gorgeous lake. This is our lake. It's not real big, it's not deep. I think I saw 18 feet at the deepest, but generally it's from 6 to about 12. Fishing's really good here. The size of the walleye are large. They probably average 18 inches to 20. Yeah, 18 I'd say. Dwayne, he caught a northern that was 41 inches. So he's actually going to get a replica mount of it. Really a nice trip. A lot of fun. We all enjoyed it. Well worth the money. Someday I hope to do something like this or this one again. The people that set this up, Thousand Lakes Outpost, Dwayne, he's a good guy. He had a camp south of here with a hunter, plus they were hunting. I stopped in there a few times and chatted with them, and they'd always give me something to eat, and Canadians are always drinking, so I always had a few beers with them. And you know, it took a little bit for them to know me and for me to know them, but we got along well. It was fun. So that's the tour of the camp.